In today's video, I'm going to share 10 things I stopped spending money on that completely changed the way I handle my finances and simplified my life. When I first started tracking my expenses a few years ago, I thought I was pretty good with money. But once I actually sat down and looked at where my cash was going, I realized there were so many little habits draining hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars a year without me even noticing. The truth is, it's not always the big purchases that set us back. It's the small, repeated ones. They seem harmless in the moment, but over time, they snowball into serious money. By cutting them out, I freed up cash I could actually use for savings, investments, or experiences that matter. Hi, I'm David, and on this channel, I make easy to understand videos about money, personal finance, and building a smarter life with your cash. My goal is simple: to break down financial concepts in a way that actually makes sense so you can take control of your money without feeling overwhelmed. So let's get into it. Number 1, daily coffee runs. For years, I had a morning ritual. Stop at a cafe, grab a latte, maybe even a muffin. At first, it felt like a harmless treat. It was my little pick-me-up before work. But one day, out of curiosity, I pulled up my banking app and actually added up how much I was spending. The number shocked me. Over $1,200 a year just on coffee. That's money that could have gone into my retirement account or even covered a weekend getaway. And the wild part, I wasn't even enjoying the coffee that much. It was just habit. These days I brew at home. I invested in a decent coffee machine once and the savings keep piling up. Not only that, but I've cut the waiting in line stress out of my mornings. Now my coffee costs me less than 50 cents a cup, tastes exactly how I like it, and my bank account is way happier. 2, gym memberships I don't use. At one point, I was paying nearly $60 a month for a fancy gym. My logic was, if I pay more, I'll feel guilty and actually go. Well, that didn't happen. Months would go by where I stepped into the gym maybe twice. That's like paying $30 per workout. Not exactly efficient. I eventually realized the uncomfortable truth. I wasn't paying for fitness. I was paying for the idea of fitness. And that's what so many gyms count on. You sign up, you feel good for a week, and then you just let the auto pay run in the background. So I canceled it. Now I stick to free resources. Outdoor runs, calisthenics, YouTube workouts, and a few basic weights I bought for home. My fitness hasn't suffered at all. In fact, it's improved because I actually use what I have. That's $60 per month. That's $720 a year saved without losing an ounce of health. 3, excess subscriptions. This one stung when I realized it. Between Netflix, Hulu, Spotify, Apple Music, random news apps, and a handful of subscriptions I didn't even remember signing up for, I was leaking money every single month. The worst part? Some of these were things I hadn't opened in months. When I finally did a subscription audit, I realized I was paying for 9 different services and using maybe 3. That, oh, it's only $10 a month mentality added up to nearly $500 a year for stuff I didn't even touch. Now I do a subscription check every 3 months. If I haven't opened it in 30 days, it's canceled. No excuses. I even rotate streaming services. If there's a show I want to binge, I'll subscribe for 1 month. Watch it, then cancel. Simple as that. This one small habit not only saved me money, but it also reduced clutter in my digital life. Fewer bills, fewer emails, fewer logins I forgot. Honestly, I feel lighter because of it. 4, impulse tech upgrades. I used to fall for every new gadget release. New phone, new headphones, smartwatches. The marketing always made me feel like my current device was outdated, even though it worked perfectly fine. One year, I upgraded my phone even though my old one still had great battery life and did everything I needed. That upgrade cost me almost $900. The crazy part, within a few weeks, I barely noticed the difference in my daily life. It was just another phone. Now my rule is simple. If my device still works, I keep it. I only replace tech when it's broken beyond repair or can't run the apps I truly need. This one shift has saved me thousands of dollars, and it also keeps me from cluttering my life with unnecessary chargers, cases, and accessories. 5, fancy clothes for one-time events. We've all been there. You get invited to a wedding, a party, or some random themed event, and suddenly you feel like you need a whole new outfit. I once bought an expensive jacket just to look the part at a networking event. Guess how many times I wore it after that night? 0. It's still hanging in my closet with the tags on. These days, I don't buy outfits for single occasions anymore. If I can't wear it multiple times, I don't buy it. Instead, I mix and match what I already own, or I'll borrow something from a friend. Not only does this save me money, but it also keeps my closet from turning into a storage unit for clothes I'll never touch again. 6. Overpriced cable and TV packages. For a while, I had a premium cable package because I wanted to watch sports. But when I did the math, I was spending nearly $1,000 a year just to catch a few games. That's insane when you think about it. I realized that between free highlights on YouTube and occasional pay-per-view options, I could still enjoy the games I cared about without throwing away hundreds of dollars on channels I never watched. So I cut the cord. Now I'm way more intentional with entertainment. I only pay for what I actually use, and if I'm not watching it, it's gone. 7. Buying food in bulk. I can't finish. Here's one that might surprise you. A lot of people say buying in bulk saves money, and it can, but only if you actually finish what you buy. For me, it turned into waste. I'd buy the giant pack of eggs, or 3 cartons of milk, or family-sized bags of snacks, because it's cheaper per unit. But guess what? Half of it spoiled before I could eat it. When I finally sat down and thought about it, I realized I was literally pouring money down the drain every time I dumped expired milk or threw out stale bread. These days, I only buy what I know I'll actually eat within a week. It feels less efficient in the moment, but long term, it saves me money and guilt. 8. Chasing every sale. This one used to get me all the time. I'd walk past a store with a big 50% off sign, and suddenly I felt like I had to buy something because, hey, it's a deal, right? Wrong. One time I went into a clothing store just to look around during a clearance sale. I walked out with $250 worth of stuff I didn't even need. And the worst part, half of it sat in my closet untouched. That sale didn't save me money. It cost me money I never planned to spend. Now, my rule is simple. If I wasn't already planning to buy it, I don't care if it's 90% off, I'm not buying it. Sales are just marketing tricks to get us to spend. Once I realized that, I started keeping way more money in my pocket. 9. Paying for premium video call services. Back when remote work first became popular, I thought I needed to pay for a premium Zoom account. I didn't want my calls to end after 40 minutes, so I signed up for the $15 per month plan. But the truth is, between Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, and even free versions of Zoom, I already had all the tools I needed. I was paying for a feature I barely used. Over a year, that's nearly $200 wasted on something I didn't need. Now, I stick to free options. Unless you're running huge webinars or hosting hundreds of people, there's really no reason to pay for video calls. Cutting this expense freed up money that I could put towards something that actually matters. 10. Extended warranties. This one's sneaky. Every time I bought a new phone, TV, or laptop, the cashier would ask, "Do you want the extended warranty?" Just $150 more for peace of mind. And for years, I always said yes. Here's what I learned the hard way. Most extended warranties either have exclusions that don't cover the issue you actually face, or the product lasts long enough that the warranty was pointless. In my case, I paid hundreds over time and never once used the coverage. Now I skip them. I take good care of my devices. And if something does break, I'd rather replace it out of pocket than keep paying for what ifs that almost never happen. Honestly, refusing warranties has saved me more than I've ever lost. So there you have it. 10 things I stopped spending money on that freed up cash, reduced clutter, and gave me more control over my finances. The biggest lesson, it's not about being cheap. It's about being intentional. Every dollar you don't waste is a dollar you can save, invest, or use for something that truly adds value to your life. Now I want to hear from you. What's one thing you stopped buying that made a big difference in your wallet? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to see your answers. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe for more personal finance tips, and check out my other videos links in the descriptions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.